Greetings, I'm Rob Chappers.
I'm the captain.
That's Paul Hindmarsh.
Oh, I wanted to say that.
Okay, who are you?
I'm Paul Hindmarsh from Line 6.
Yay! And we're at Andertons.co.uk, ready to show you something really exciting and different and new.
We are. And on the 23rd of January 2014, Line 6 are announcing a couple of new amplifiers, aptly named Amplifi, which look like this or like this. And these are, in fact, what you tell us, Paul, what are these?
It's a bunch of different things in there. I mean, Line 6 have always been kind of famous for creating solutions for players. So with the PA gear that we've released in the last couple of years, what we now have is the ability to make a full range flat response guitar amplifier that you can play all your YouTube videos through, you can play your iTunes library through, you can do all of that sort of in one box. That'll sit quite nicely in the front room without being offensive to the family or guests. And the idea is, let's say you can get a really good sound system and play all your music through it. Then, wouldn't it be great if we also added a Pod X3 to that? So with just one cable, you could actually jam along with those favorite tracks. Then, wouldn't it be cool if your iTunes library synced up with an app, which is a free app from Line 6, that then downloaded the appropriate tones for that track that came out of the amplifier.
So it works out for you the kind of guitar tone that you need to play along with the track you're jamming over.
Yeah. Does it all with metadata. We have currently 6,000 plus...
Metadata.
6,000 plus tracks in there.
Yeah.
So it's
the perfect Geordie word, isn't it? Hoopa scooper, metadata.
I hadn't come yet to be insulted.
We're having a bit of fun.
I did actually. So you any of those sounds from your iTunes library, by using the free app, you play that track. It searches online and downloads a bunch of appropriate tracks.
Let me just Chappers bullet point that. It's an amazing music player, but you can plug a guitar into it and jam along, and it chooses a great sound for you to play along with the track you're playing along with.
Which we like.
And the idea being it's very, very quick, very, very easy. You don't need a bunch of different pedals. You don't need a bunch of different amps. You don't even need to spend time to, necessarily to play along with your favorite track. Somebody's already done a lot of the hard work and the painful work of just dialing in the tone.
So this can go in between the PlayStation and the TV, can't it? On the shelf in the living room.
Yeah,
I guess so. Yeah,
because I was looking at this earlier. Obviously, the your iTunes library will connect to this via Bluetooth, but there's an aux in on the back. So if you guys have got, if you want your PlayStation or anything like that, you could come out of a headphone socket into here. Now, you might be wondering, and we're going to play you some tracks in a minute, why we've mic'd it slightly differently to normal.
Control rig for a TIE fighter right in front of us.
That's because in the guitar amplifier here, whilst this sort of red section here has your conventional guitar driver in it, up here are some very, very cool kind of stereo speakers that you'd more typically find in a high quality kind of backing track player, iPad type player. And it sounds immense. So the first thing we're going to do is just play you a backing track. Now again, unfortunately, because of the way YouTube licenses the way we can show you music, the only backing tracks that we're going to show you today are either from Rob's band Dorje or from Paul's band, which was called what again?
300 Foot Gorilla.
300 Foot
How
Gorilla.
can you not be a 300 Foot Gorilla fan?
But obviously, anything that you've got on your iTunes library, you can play through this and it'll sound amazing. But these are both professionally recorded tracks and they sound great. So this is what it sounds like. We're just going to rock out listening.
Let's go for the Dorje track first.
So we're not playing guitar.
I really enjoyed that.
And it's loud.
Yes.
So that's kind of, you get the idea. So forget about this being a guitar amplifier for now. When you guys have a party or you just want your TV to sound massively better than the little Diddy speakers that are in the TV, you can just plug it all into this and rock out. So that's kind of step one, isn't it?
You know what? Ultimate shared student house device, because everyone wants to have like a party and shit their iPhone and iPod and
absolutely. Well, the party thing's ideal. Yeah, I mean it's.
And that was done via Bluetooth, even though there's a kind of clever little lip that you can stand your iPad or your iPhone in. That is not connected by anything other than Bluetooth.
Yeah.
So, what's next?
Okay. Well, the next stage is we've got the tone match software. So that's the app that you download, which is free. So that'll work with any iOS device. So obviously you've got the iPad there. It also works on the iPhone. So if I was
actually, that was a good point, wasn't it? Because right now, today, the app's only been designed for an Apple operating system, hasn't it?
It is, yes.
So iPad and iPhone owners, perfectamundo.
Yep.
Android owners, watch this space. Hopefully later this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, so let's not play a track here, but let's say we go to an artist. Let's say I go to this now. I'm not going to play the track.
You can guess what that is.
Don't play the track.
Guess what it is, just from the drum intro, though.
just from those two things. And we can see here that it's actually downloaded a bunch of different sounds that users or Line 6 have actually uploaded where that sound will be perfect for that track.
Okay.
Didn't you say as well that you guys, as part of the community, can all kind of vote on which you think is the best sound for Back in
Hence
Black
the
or
star
any other
rating.
track?
So people are saying this one's great, this one's
and so
great.
you presumably you might find that the track selection will update automatically sort of over time as more people kind of go, I think that's a better
absolutely,
track.
I mean,
better tune, sorry.
The 6,000 plus tracks that are currently in there are from the Custom Tone website. Now, previously that was that you needed a USB cable, you need to connect your Pod X3 or XT to the website. Now you literally just dial in your tone and press publish that tone. It's one button click. So that 6,000 tones is going to grow massively.
So Paul, why don't you now play us the sound that the clever device has selected for you for that particular track?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. That is really good.
Yeah, it's good sound.
Of course,
and it's all dialed in with
all valve, hand-wired.
It's an all-valve hand-wired app. If you want to just edit that, because I quite like the editor on this. It was on the iPad. Obviously, you get the advantage of a slightly bigger screen, but it re-renders itself for iPhone, so it's still pretty easy to use on the iPhone. But have a look at how easy it is to start changing the tones on this.
Yeah. So click on there, and now we can edit those sounds. So if I want to change, instead of using the old, maybe it's the iPad sort of way of actually having a pot on there where it's a little bit sort of cumbersome trying to do that, we now have all these sort of nice sliders there.
Nice.
So as you just very nicely demonstrated
I robbed it from him.
Yeah.
and you were saying as well that obviously if you've got an iPad, you've got the advantage of the bigger screen.
Yeah.
But it re-renders the page layout on an iPhone, so it's still pretty easy to do on an iPhone, albeit that all the icons are smaller.
Yes, it's surprisingly easy. I mean, I literally just got a chance to use on the iPhone last night, and I was really impressed by how easy it was to use.
You said like 100 amps or something, or
yeah,
70 amps?
70 amplifiers, there's 100 different effects, and there's 20 different cabinets.
So could you just play a little bit of lead?
You can have eight effects at once on here as well.
Could you play a little touch of lead?
So if we want to stick some delay on there, just basically click the delay, power it up.
That's great.
Yeah,
it's easy to do, isn't it?
And
so the knobs
graphically,
I was going to say the graphics across the top then are your different types of effects and amps and all that stuff.
Your effects chain from left to right there. So if I want to choose a bunch of different amps, that's the amp setting we've got there. So it's a JCM 900. If I click on here,
oh wow!
I've then got all the different amplifiers.
What should we shop for?
Well, from the 100 different amplifiers, we've got them categorised into clean, American, British, and high gain. So see, we have all the Marshall stuff in there. Back there, and I can mix and match those with different cabs. So if I want to choose maybe a Fender sort of twin, choose that. Now it's going to select its own cabinet, its own 212. How about I then go Just the angle that I'm at here is making things a bit difficult.
Because his fingers are cold from,
We
from the
we
north.
should say, don't forget, if this was you at home, you'd be sitting on your sofa with your iPad. You wouldn't be worried about it.
Yeah,
having to lean on the amp.
It's the angle that I'm sitting at here. So then we'll select a different cabinet. So now we have no idea what it's going to sound.
Choose a patch that you like and play us a bit of the sexy stuff that we know Paul Hindmarsh can play because he's such a tasty, great guitar player. No pressure.
No pressure there at all. I mean, I've got a bunch of tones here that I've kind of put in there. So, I mean, we'll have this.
I wonder what New Halen sounds like.
Better than old.
So here we have just a bit of a sort of plexi sound. It's got a bit of a distortion.
That's got a hell of a lot of low end, doesn't it?
Yeah, and for me, there's a bit of the dynamics are there again. Which I always look for.
Nice and clean with perhaps a more ambient vibe to it. Because I think, again, if you guys are listening to this and you've got listened to this in stereo, please do, because that's how we've tried to sort of mic it up and it'll give you more.
I literally haven't had a chance to spend that much time on this, so these patches I dialed in very, very quickly yesterday.
That sounds absolutely killer. Can you do me a favour? Can we just put it in the middle pickup position and then reverse the phase by pulling that one out?
Of course.
And then I just want to hear how it reacts. I hope that picks up the way it is. Sounds really good.
That does sound.
So let's take it to the next stage. Yeah.
Super high gain saturation squealies.
Well, let's maybe add a distortion pedal to that.
Okay.
So go in here. I'm going to choose the group of effects here.
Nice.
So I've got all my modulation effects. I've got my drives. Add a Chandler tube drive to that.
A Chandler
Stick that on.
Everybody loves them.
I'm just picking them at random here. And then add that to there. Power it up. And now I'll have the same sound.
Awesome.
That sounds really good.
Oh, I'm pleasantly surprised. Paul Hindmarsh, that's an amazing sound. Now that you've added that gain pedal to it, how would you save it now?
Right, we've got a couple of different options. We can press save at the bottom. This gives us the option of saving onto the iPad. But what I was saying before about that library of sound, the library of tones growing so dramatically is over here we just have the publish button. So when I press publish, that'll upload that sound with any of the kind of data that I've attached to it. So my name currently is attached to that. But if it was the AC/DC song and I just retweaked that song, it would upload, and anybody in the world who then plays that song would have access to my sound. So that library of 6,000 plus sounds is going to grow quickly.
If you like a particular author of tone, if that is such a word, an author of tone, you can actually just search for Paul Hindmarsh tones, can you?
So we
could
look for artists like yourself, I guess myself, people. And,
don't mention him. No, delete. This is.
So, ladies and gentlemen, what's happened here is that Paul has very cunningly already given me a kind of a Dorje guitar tone, programmed it in. Now, the thing is, what we're going to do next is I'm going to say we're going to tweak it and make it sound less or more like me. But actually, he's done such an amazing job that there's not a lot really needs to be done to it.
needs more cowbell.
I guess overall a tiny bit more saturation and a bit more grit. Like it needs to be more thick, kind of.
Just more drive.
Yeah, more M.
Right. There's some more drive.
Rob wants. What more
Just
mid-range? You mean?
overdrive.
Yeah.
Oh, he likes that. I was going to say.
It's got a little bit of a high-end
Yeah,
thing going on that's a bit too
nasally
harsh.
nasty, isn't it?
Okay.
Look at that.
We have a graphic EQ in there as well.
Pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Cool. Not bad at all.
Okay.
So if we publish that,
Yeah, so let's take that to there. So I'm going to go to save tone, and then I'm going to go to publish. Now, I'll actually entered all your details.
Oh, thank you very
already.
much.
So anybody searching for this tone
so
will find
essentially,
it by
if
searching.
you buy one of these and you play a Dorje track, this will presumably suggest this tone, will it?
Yeah, so let's
Wow.
let's go ahead and
Awesome.
let's publish this now. We're publishing, and then we'll go there's the tone published.
Wow.
Published there. So let's see how quick this is. So let's load that Dorje track up.
We should say, shouldn't we, if we haven't already, of course, you have to have a Wi-Fi connection to be able to...
Add a Chapman guitar.
you just need a Wi-Fi connection to be able to access all the published tones. If you're playing
Yeah.
offline, presumably you've just got the tones that are already with the app, are they? The sort of the standard tones in the app?
Yeah,
or
the
ones that you generate
ones
yourself?
you generate yourself.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's play this track.
Here it comes.
Sounds mint.
I could have literally just listened to the whole.
That's
That was
great.
really good.
Really good.
And it's that fast, you know. It's actually just dragged that tone down.
It made me
Right
play
side there,
faster.
Yeah, because that was the weird thing. I don't even know if that really came across, but that was we published that track to the worldwide interweb.
Yep.
Selected a
That's the
Dorje
one
tune.
with the email, isn't it?
That's
Yeah.
it. Yes. Selected a tune, and then in like 5 seconds, the actual app was able to go. Oh, I'm playing a Dorje tune. Let's look through the library of all the 6 billion sounds I could download. Here it is. Bang. Very, very cool and
Very clever.
Very
Absolutely,
clever.
yeah.
Let's do the
Very
same
cool.
with the 300-foot gorilla tune.
Let's do it. What was the inspiration behind calling your band 300?
I think it's in homage to the Monkey Lord.
I have no idea.
Really?
It's just been around.
Seriously,
for
if you've
around
not
for such a long time.
listened to Paul's album, get a copy because it is phenomenal. Especially if you're a fan of
what's
like
the album called?
Thunder.
The album's called Toy Remains.
And what's the meaning?
I don't know. You have to ask the singer. That's his business.
Toy Remains.
Right, you've got the cable.
Oh, sorry, you want this?
There are still some technological things.
This
that,
is an all
Line
valve
6
hand
haven't-
wired cable though, so you'd be fine.
made of swamp ash.
Toadwood cable. It's made of balsa wood, so it's all flexible.
Okay, so
Yeah!
Nice.
A giant hairy behemoth. That was awesome.
Yeah. Who does your singer sound like? He'll probably
Every great singer from the 80s.
Don't offend them.
No, but in a good way. Really good. That was good.
Oh, great band.
Excellent.
Great sounds. I'm
And is that
impressed.
available to buy on iTunes right now?
It certainly is, yeah.
$7.99 or something like that.
Toy remains.
The price fluctuates. I'm not quite sure what the price is right now, but I'm
You know
sure
what?
we'll do a deal.
Look into my eyes, you can see the other side, far from my affliction. So I leave you to count the cost of my addiction. I'm tired of this old story. I'm sick and tired of atoning for me. And even winning don't bring no glory. Oh, that's our story. I'm sick and tired of atoning for me.
So one of the things that we just kind of came across as I was jamming through Paul's track there was obviously it needed to go from a clean sound to a distortion sound. And you maybe have seen through clever editing that it did go from a clean to a distortion sound, but we kind of had to sort of go in and fiddle and diddle. But Paul did say if you've got a Line 6 pedal board, if you flip this amplifier around, you'll see on the back of the amps the same kind of connection that you would get on the back of a Spider amp or something like that.
Yeah, just the
so
FBV pedal, yeah.
FBV pedal will enable you to essentially pedal through different patch presets just like you would if you had a normal one. So that's cool.
Fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, how much?
So with that, you could actually take it out to band practice and play using just 4 sounds and without the iPad.
Yeah, because that's 150 watts, by the way.
150 watts. So we're going to do
crazy loud.
Crazy loud.
Crazy loud.
So just before we go on to try the little one, you guys are probably all wondering how much these things are going to be.
How much are they, Lee?
Yeah.
I'm wondering.
I must admit, prices, I know when Line 6 were doing their sort of research, and they were taking demo ones of these around places in America and stuff like that, and people were going, how much is this? Honestly and truthfully, the guesses that they had went anything from like £300 to £800 as people were kind of going, you know, what's it going to be? I just hope that the quality of this as a music player has come across. It certainly sounded great in the headphones because I've been shopping recently for a music player for home use, and you can go into some department stores and you can see some of those little kind of things that sound pretty good, but you'd expect to pay £600 or £700 for one of those. Yeah. Anyway, the big one of these is going to leave you with change out of £400, which is insane. And this one, which is 75 watts, which is still kind of band practice type volume and loads for home, is going to cost you about £300. So insane value, which really, I'm staggered. And these will physically be available to buy, won't they, from kind of like end of January, beginning of February onwards, I think. So pretty much as soon as this video is up, hopefully these will be in the shops ready to go. So I guess the last thing to do is probably just to try this one instead so you can hear it.
Let's do that.
Same miking technique, same everything. Probably try that Dorje track again because that was sounding a fat with a PH. Okay, So we got the 75 plugged in now, which I think is going to be, you can see it's visually about, not quite a half, but a good 2/3 of the size. So if you just need something perhaps that you're almost only going to use at home, or just perhaps garage bandy kind of stuff, this is perfect. And what Rob's going to do now, we're just going to play the first 30 seconds or so of Aeromancy with no guitar playing in it, so you can hear how good it is as a backing track player, and then Rob's going to rip over the top of it, and we might have a special guest at some point coming in too.
Yeah, let's have a listen to this track then.
So there you go. I think that concludes our new Line 6 amplified demo.
Yes.
Really got any questions? Yeah. Anyone? No? Good.
No, good. We're good. I've been Rob Chapman.
I've been the captain.
And I've been Paul Heinrich.
We'll see you in the Orpeston Cafe.